Dun, 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 dun.
Let's be real for a second. Quarantine is starting to get really boring. I think I can speak for a lot of people on that, right? We were all fine the first couple weeks. Now we're at what, 2 to 3 months, and I don't even know what day it is anymore. Like, time is just sweeping by, and you're like, okay, now we're halfway through 2020. It's nuts. But yes, it's been a real chore. It's been getting on my nerves. And especially for the cinephile, it really feels like the teeth are starting to sink in. Because we've had all these new movies we're supposed to have this year, right? 2020. All these big new releases that keep getting delayed, it seems, every day. It's really driving me nuts, as I think it is probably everybody. But what better film to have for a home watch? A new film for the Blumhouse movie. I'm so happy with this. You Should Have Left. I didn't even know this was coming out before the trailer released, and then people were talking about it. I'm like, wait, what is this? Oh, it's a Blumhouse movie? Yeah, gimme. I'll get more to that in a minute. But as I said, You Should Have Left. Perfect name for a horror mystery. Love the genre blend there as well. But how often in life do we in fact wish, in the midst of a dangerous situation, that we'd left earlier, right? This happens all the time. So that title is perfect. I think it's great for a horror film. But not only does this film have an amazing title, it's got 2 great leads. Kevin Bacon needs no introduction. Amanda Seyfried, though, is an interesting one. I'm like, Amanda Seyfried in a horror movie? I wouldn't have associated her before with this genre, but this ain't no Mamma Mia movie. This is very different. Like, maybe she's trying to venture to new territories, so we'll see how this goes. But I am a fan of Amanda Seyfried. Again, I liked her in Mamma Mia. Very different movie. Very different genre. But she was good, so I can't wait to see her in this. But I think even beyond the cast here, because again, as I said, the cast is very talented. The main draw for me is Blumhouse. I love the studio. I've been catching up with it a lot during these past couple months. A lot of movies I haven't seen. Blumhouse is an interesting one because there's a lot of movies that they've released that I wouldn't see, and I still really don't want to. The Purge, I'm looking at you. I still think you're a horrible franchise. Nothing to do with you, but I've been giving a lot of their other films a try, and I've really been enjoying some of them. Sometimes there's a movie I've seen where I'm like, I don't necessarily like all the content here or whatever. Maybe sometimes it gets too violent, or I just have some other issues with it, but for the most part, I can really enjoy this, or really appreciate the studio for their creativity. And there's the narratives are just so strong sometimes. Side note, I did just get to watch Halloween, by the way. I didn't think at one point I was actually going to watch the Halloween franchise, and I did. I actually did a back-to-back feature over a Saturday and a Sunday. I watched the 1978 version, skipped over the other 10, because I understand those, or the other 11? 10, I think. I understand those aren't canon anymore, so I'm like, okay, just skip 40 years later to this new one. I love the sequel. Cannot wait for the next 2. I'm so excited. I'm really on a Blumhouse high, so of course I'm going to jump on this one. So let's, of course, keep that going. So as I said, Blumhouse, they're an amazing studio, and they always need good writers, though. That's the supplement you need for a good movie. And they've got a good one here with David Coop. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. I haven't seen his name floating around too much, but he's done plenty of movies that I'm familiar with, some classics in here as well. And I'm really excited to see what he brings to this project. So let's take a look. He's writing and directing, I should say, so he's doing both now. So let's take a look at the synopsis for this movie. This is according to IMDb. A former banker, his actress wife, and their spirited daughter book a vacation at an isolated modern home in the Welsh countryside where nothing is quite as it seems. Very mysterious. I did see some people talking about the fact that you can actually go to this house, which is really cool. I would love to do that. Venture into the movie territory. That would be great. So let's take a look. I think they add a whole new dimension, right? You not only can you watch the film, you can kind of just walk through the movie. If you go into the house, maybe it won't be as horrifying as it looks in the film, special effects and lighting and whatever. But we'll have to see. Or maybe one day I can go there. So, let's take a look at You Should Have Left. I can't wait to see what should they have left from. As always, we're going to watch this first, and we're going to talk about it more in my condensed review segment if I was watching the video together. Okay. Without further ado, let's roll this puppy. Okay.
Come away with me. If I don't get out of here for a while, I'm taking me to go nuts.
I love you so much.
It's just the 3 of us. Just you and me and Ella.
Daddy, because you're old, you died before Mommy, right?
Hey, not that old.
It's so beautiful!
Wow.
Horror films are really doing a good job with the houses lately. Parasite did this too. That is an amazing house. Love the look of it. Oh.
There was a shadow on the wall.
I know it's fun, but it's time to sleep. Good night, honey.
Uh-oh. That would be scary for any kid, I can imagine. Such a great studio. I love Blumhouse.
You got no switches.
I don't think you should be using his name in vain, though.
Does this wall look right to you?
What are you doing?
26 feet. 21. This room is 5 feet longer on the inside than it is on the outside.
How does that work?
It doesn't.
Anything happened yet?
Hello.
You chose this place, not me.
You sent me the link.
I absolutely did not. You sent it to me. Somebody wrote in my journal.
Oh!
Do you like it here?
No. Do you?
I hate it.
He's like, dang it, I'm screwed. Oh! There's a real claim to fame. Keep that one going.
What is this place?
There was a different house before that one.
What sort of house?
Why do people hate Daddy so much?
The judge and the jury all found him innocent, but some people didn't believe him.
The house chose me.
He must be guilty of something.
People have always stayed in that house. Some don't leave.
Wake up! It's a dream!
The right ones usually find the place.
I'm feeling that
Maybe
psychological
it's the other way
connection.
round. The place finds them.
That lady was... Well, I guess that she jumped out of the bathtub. Well, I'll have to blur that in post. Well, some of the content here is questionable. Very briefly, though, but I'll tell you what, I love a good horror mystery, and that looks very good. The one shot that really got me going, I mean, I do, again, get that... As I said in the beginning, I love the fact that you have so many horror films coming out now, and thrillers, to be fair, too, that really know to pick good sets in terms of architecture. Parasite did that well. Love that movie. Very well done. And I love the house they picked. But this one's very interesting. It's kind of got this, like, dirtier, earthly feel to it. I think it's really interesting. But I do like the idea of, like, maybe... I've always wondered that. Like, sometimes you look at a house... It's very interesting. I really didn't think about that when he said it. But sometimes you look at a house, you're like, how could this look like that on the outside, right? To me, at least, when I look at a house, it's like, okay, if I look at this wall... It seems like you couldn't fit everything within the house. I don't know, it's a weird feeling, but I've kind of been down that road too. Now, I do think, that we are in reality. We're not dealing with so many mysterious forces that work with geometry in the real world. So if we measure something out, it's usually going to end up being that on the outside and the inside. So it's kind of an interesting phenomenon happening here. But I don't know. I've had that sensation before where you walk into a house and you're like, it just seems like it's bigger in the inside. Maybe it's because of like the coloring of the wall than it is in the outside, but literally being a bit larger on the outside or inside. That's an interesting direction to go. Now, the one shot, again, as I was saying, that really just piqued my interest here. I love the shot of Kevin Bacon looking, I'm guessing, either in the window or, it could be a window. I think it's more of a mirror. I love mirrors when it comes to film and, literature. It kind of feeds into that, or doesn't, well, yeah, it feeds into that psychological edge that I like so much in psychological thrillers. It's my go-to genre right now. It's my favorite. But I've never really mentioned this on the channel, actually. I haven't really mentioned this yet on the channel, though. I haven't done it lately, but I am an aspiring poet, and I work a lot with mirror imagery, because I've always liked that theme of duality that you get sometimes, especially when you go into the more psychological stuff. So I love this. I love seeing a shot like, oh, there's the man in the mirror, except I don't know what's really going on here. Like, is it his soul trapped in the mirror, or is it just maybe a reflection of the soul trapped here? I don't know. It's really interesting. Maybe kind of a ghost type thing. I'm not sure, but this is really interesting. I'm very, very curious to see where it goes. I am going to look at maybe a couple content reviews beforehand because I did see some stuff here. I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't, like the lady at the end of that. Couldn't have thrown on a shirt or something. They had to have shirts like in a closet or something, but I wonder what the significance is of the bathtub. So perhaps maybe somebody died in here. But I'm excited to explore this mystery. It looks really good. I've heard a lot of great things about this movie. I'm sure probably, because I'm covering this a little bit late, that some of you guys have gotten a chance to see it. Would you recommend it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't seen it, what'd you think of the trailer? Let me know in the comment section down below all your thoughts. Don't forget all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, and that bell. Until our next Blumhouse film. Because as I said, I will be covering a couple in the future, like Halloween. I love the studio. I really can't get enough of them at the moment. But keep on the lookout for some of those videos. Maybe we'll get to watch a different video from another studio at another time. Whatever it happens to be, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching this one. I love you guys. Don't forget to love yourselves, your fellow man. God bless. Peace.